look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now, because this is not the show for you. Now, what I want to talk to you about today in this reaction video, gentlemen, is that I want every man to stand firm on their convictions, to stand on their principles, to stand on their personal beliefs and their self-respect when they are in a relationship with a modernized woman. Now, I will break it down a little further as we continue this video, but let me go ahead and put on the screen a few women who want to tell you how to make the black man happy. Now, of course, it can be applied to any man, but since I am of that community, we're going to talk about that. All right? Hold on 1 second. I put her on the screen. Now, like I always say, let's get it.
But if you really want to keep him, appreciate him. And a lot of times, even though we need things, we grow a sense of entitlement to it, especially women, because the entitlement comes from where he knows this is what we need, but do you appreciate it?
I like what she said about the things that they need. They feel as if they are entitled to it. They need a man to protect them. They need a man to provide for them, and they feel that they are entitled to your resources and assets. They do not feel as if they have to earn it. They do not feel that they need to be in a position of where they feel that they deserve it. They just feel that you owe it, okay? Now, what I want to tell every man out there, and it's going to sound kind of odd, but let me tell it to you. Hold on. I'm going to come back to her. I want you to understand the difference between negotiation and compromise. A lot of you men are in these thankless relationships because society have taught you and told you that you should compromise with the woman. You should never compromise with the woman. You should negotiate with the woman. Now, what do I mean? Because it sounds like it's the same, right? But it's not. When you go to the dictionary definition, you'll understand it more clearly. But let me just break it down. When you compromise with a woman, when a woman says, I want my man to compromise, normally what that means is it's going to be a one-sided situation. What that normally means is that she's going to get most of everything she wants and you're going to get little of what you want. You're compromising when you're dealing with a woman most time. You should negotiate. Now, let me explain the difference of that. Take, for example, you have a hostage negotiator. He is called down to a bank that is being held hostage by bank robbers, right? They have 10 hostages. They give the hostage negotiator a list of 10 demands. And then the hostage negotiator says things like, I'm not going to give you anything on this list unless you give me what I want. I will give you 5 things out of your list of 10 demands if you give me 5 hostages. That is called a fair exchange. And then if they want the rest of the demands on the list, then they have to also give what the hostage negotiator wants. See, gentlemen, when you are alpha, or when you are understanding of your true self-worth, you'll understand that you do not have to compromise any of your personal convictions or your beliefs or your principles. You have to find a woman, and this is what you should do to get traditionalism out of a woman, man. You cannot put traditional expectations on a modernized woman, but you can still get traditional treatment. How? Through your standards. If your standard is to have a woman that will cook and clean, then when you date and vet a woman, you make sure you make it known that she can cook and clean, and just don't go by her words. Let her prove that to you. So if you get with her, she will cook and clean because that was your standard, and you told her, you emphasized, this is what's important to me in a relationship. And if she's really into you, she'll do those things throughout the relationship because you made it a standard and a demand. You negotiated. You did not compromise your personal beliefs. You negotiated. She wanted your protection. She wanted your provisions. She wanted your masculinity in her life. And you said, okay, I will give you this, but only if you give me X, Y, and Z, cooking and cleaning, good personality, pleasantness to be around, not a hell raiser. We're going to do some negotiating here. We're not doing no compromising. You're not going to get my protection and my provisions from me, and I can't, but you will only clean but won't cook for me. We're not compromising. We want it all. We want everything. We're going to negotiate. So I want you gentlemen to stop compromising what you want to get a woman simply because she's pretty or beautiful. Because beauty is only skin deep. And as time goes on, what's going to happen is you're going to become miserable. So you never, and I'm telling you something that people don't believe you can do no more. Believe it or not, y'all, back in the days of your grandfathers and beyond them, men ran the household. Men had the final say. Men was the final authority underneath God, of course, right? There was no compromising. There was negotiation. Now, in leadership, excuse me. Now, people would tell you that those men was bad men. Women love to say those men was abusive and stuff. No, they wasn't. There was a small percentage of those men who actually did that. I will agree to that. But in mass, men who ran their households was not like that. So get in your mind today, gentlemen, that I am not going to compromise what I feel that I deserve. I am going to negotiate it. I am going to demand it. I'm not going to give them something when they're not going to give me what I want back in return. Now let's continue. Excuse me.
Well, he knows that this is where his duty is, but do you appreciate it? Because men function at a higher level. If you want to unlock the magic of a man, appreciate him. Don't just need him, be grateful.
Exactly. Don't just need him, be grateful. Now let me put a gentleman up here who's going to also express his dissatisfaction with today's modern woman. And he has said things that many of us have said before, but it's still the truth. Let's get it.
A lot of times they'll treat their man like a utility.
Yep.
He coming in, he's paying for everything, he's taking out the trash, he's taking care of me, he's buying me this, he's taking me here, he's doing this, he's doing that. And as long as I'm not cheating on him, then I'm a great woman to him. But you don't realize how many of those areas that you are neglecting. I think with men, when we younger, a lot of times, it be just sex. But just like Smooth just said, we talking about grown-ass people and grown-ass relationships with grown-ass risks tied.
Bingo. When you are a mature person, when you are a grown man, you come to realize that every relationship that you develop has some kind of risk to it, be it an intimate partner relationship or just a regular friendship, because it only takes one person to mess up everything that you put together. Men take the biggest risk in marriages because when a woman decides to leave him, he has to give up half of everything that he has earned, everything that he has worked hard for, everything that he has sweated for and cried over and sacrificed for. And as a grown man, sex does not matter as much as it once did when you're 20-something years old, when you're trying to have a family. Yes, we want it. Yes, we like it, but it's not the number one priority when we are dealing with a woman that we want to be our wives. That is just a perk. That is just a benefit of that matrimony. We are more focused on, can you be submissive, compliant? Can you contribute to the relationship? Are you patient? Will you speak words of affirmation into our ears? Will you soothe us? Because that's one thing a lot of modernized women have lost. They have lost the ability to soothe their man because they're so masculine. A woman cannot soothe her man when she's in her masculine energy or when she has adopted masculine traits. Don't mistake physical intimacy for soothing. Because when you soothe somebody, it's peace involved. Physical intimacy is just that, physical. Let's get back to this gentleman right quick.
Tied to it. I think a lot of the motivation for men is that we just don't feel seen, like we feel neglected. We don't feel heard. A lot of women get so caught up in what they got going, and because they so used to us just facilitating it all, and standing back and letting them shine and do your thing. And hey, I'm here for you. I'm paying for this for you. I'm paying for this for your family. I'm doing this. I'm making things go behind the scenes, and you just out there doing what you want to do. Whether it's chasing your passion,
right? You excelling.
Excelling. You working. You know you chasing whatever side business you got going on. You doing this. You doing that. And this man is a rock the whole time.
Because you got a good man behind you.
You got a good man, but you don't realize how much you neglecting that man in the process of doing that. And it ain't just sex. It's attention. It's intimacy. It's making that man feel like we are on the same team here. Not like I'm a utility that you pull out of the drawer whenever you need me to take care of something and then put me back in when I'm done doing it.
Like I said, it goes beyond physical intimacy. Can you soothe your man? Now, I'm going to put a woman up here from a different nationality, and she's going to tell you how to treat a black man because she married one. And this is kind of crazy that someone from an outsider of the race have to tell you how to treat the men of your race. You ever thought about that? So let me go ahead and put this on here. And she's right. She ain't get no argument out of me. Let's get it.
How to make your Black American man happy. Number 1, let him lead. So as a woman married to Black American, let your husband lead the relationship. Let him be a man and stop telling him what to do or not what to do. You can suggest or let him know what your concerns are, but let him be the leader. Number 2, appreciate him. So it's very important to appreciate him every day. When he goes to work or when he comes home from work, give him a big hug and tell him you appreciate his hard work for the family. Don't just sit there and not even greet him when he comes home. Put your phone down. Number 3, make sure you always cook for him. I know he can do it for himself, but it would be nice to prepare his food before he goes to work. And
I like what she said because that's one of the biggest attitude issues we get from women. You could do it. You can do it yourself. You can cook yourself. The plate's in there. You can wash the plates. Your mama don't live here.
Before he goes to work, and have dinner ready when he gets home. Make it with love. Number 4, if he needs something in the morning before he starts his day or before he go to sleep, just do it for him. It takes a bit of effort, but it's worth it to make your man happy. And
in other words, if a man, and I'm using this as an example, want you to give him sloppy top, you give him sloppy top. That's just what it is. Make it sloppy. And I know it sounds vulgar, but it is what it is. That's your man. You're supposed to please him. You don't want to talk about, I don't want you to cheat on me. I want to have an exclusive monogamous relationship. Then you got to be every woman that he would desire then. Y'all don't ever think of it like that.
it's worth it to make your man happy. And most importantly, remember, don't get a Filipina girlfriend. You're welcome.
What you're saying is, if you're a black woman, you get a Philippine girlfriend, she might actually leave you for the Philippine girlfriend. You understand? Because of what her ideal of how to treat men. You get what I'm saying? Well, anyway, man, I'm gonna tell you something, Jack. Y'all better get on the ball, man. It's a brawl for all. You dig what I'm saying? Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Y'all be safe now. You hear?